garden update as quick as I can. Those bigger garlic right there are elephant garlic, and they had some scapes on them. I cut those off. There's a couple more that I haven't cut off yet, but they're not protruding up above there. And then it's still another month and a half or so until they're ready. But that's the garlic. The new asparagus bed has not been weeded, but it does have asparagus in it that I grew from seeds. You can see them, but they haven't grown much. This is the bean bed. The ones on the right side of the rake are green beans. On the left are pinto. They're dying, some of them, and I keep replanting them, but that's the status of them. Maybe 6 inches tall, the biggest, oldest ones or something. I put some peppers down. I think it was 18 bell peppers, these first two rows. The second two rows is 18 jalapenos. Then I got my fence rows with the peas. I put all kind of stuff in there, try to get something because the peas aren't going to work. The third fence is cucumbers. They are just now coming up. Nothing really to see. The spinach has basically been harvested. There's just a few scraggly plants left. The collard bed has been harvested many times, and I'm feeding these to the chickens. I got 2 rows out of the 5 left. Irish potatoes. I don't know, they're 18, 20 inches tall. The cauliflower has been harvested except for a couple of small ones I might as well harvest. The cabbage are relatively small this year. They're not relatively small, they're very small. I harvested one to give to a friend. There's some more cabbage. Nothing really nice, you know, a little bit bigger than a softball. That was the broccoli. It's all harvested. I'm trying to kill off the excess grass that never got killed off. Onions, they are bulbing. That's a double right there. 4 of them have scapes. I need to pick those first. Those random cauliflower on that end have not produced anything. There might be some little tiny cauliflower or broccoli, whatever. My big potato bed, these are mostly new potatoes. They're really nicely growing. Still going to be another month or so. There's one bad looking plant there, 1 or 2. And my tomatoes they're over 2 feet, most of them. This is Better Boy on this end, I believe, and then Jet Stars on this end. They're maybe 2.5 feet on this end. A few blooms. My Better Bush, that's cherry tomato. Better Bush. And then the beet bed has really got some nice ones. You can actually see a beet out of the ground right there. So my wife will be happy to eat that. There's the fig trees. Most of us have survived so far. They seem to be getting new green growth. So that's a good sign. And then we go out to the watermelon cantaloupe bed. I did plant the first 2 rows of squash, and there's a couple of zucchini down on the end, but they're growing, outpacing the cantaloupe, which is the next 3 rows. And then the next 3 rows, no, the next 2 rows were cantaloupe. The next 3 rows were watermelon, and they are the slowest of all things. And then finally on the fence, I have butternut squash. And they seem to be doing okay. One or two didn't come up or got a little yellow on it, but that's the state of the garden on April 20th, Easter Sunday.